We have some pink power on this fan, and it's got RGB. Let's check it out. All right, a little bit of comparison information. For most recent comparisons, I do ask that you reference my best of videos. They have the most recent cross comparison in terms of rankings. But overall, this fan does rank in an okay position. It's up to you to decide if it's kind of good enough for your own use. And yeah, so there aren't very many fans that have this particular color. So if it is, it might be your only choice out there. So let's see how it does. So the ZF-12025 pink hydraulic bearing, 900 to 2000 RPM. There's airflow, static pressure, noise level.
Before we get into the data, I would like to thank Mint Mobile for being today's video partner. Thanks to Mint Mobile's wireless plans, it is possible to not only switch away from big, expensive mobile companies, but also to have a quality, affordable plan for me and my family. Mint Mobile's premium wireless plans start at just $15 a month for a 3-month plan. For that, I can get high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. I can bring my own phone and keep my current phone number, so you don't need to memorize a new phone number, something I have always found difficult. Switching to Mint is super easy. Thanks to digital eSIM cards, which most phones have, you can sign up and activate immediately right from your own phone, from the comfort of your own home. If by any chance your phone doesn't have an eSIM card, Mint will ship you a new SIM card free of charge. And right now, for new customers, Mint Mobile is offering 50% off their 12-month unlimited plan. It's the best deal of the year, but it's only available for a limited time. If you're interested in learning more about Mint Mobile and switching, visit my link up above or the link in the video description down below.
All right, here's the RGB appearance for this fan. It is basically mostly an illuminated ring, and depending on what colors you're actually choosing, I mean, the blade is pink, so it actually does create a very interesting color effect on it, just because of the unique color of the blade itself. And let's go ahead and turn it on to a solid color so that we can get a better idea of what we're actually taking a look at. And the diffusion on it looks fairly nice. It's really hard to tell where there is the exact spot for each of the RGB LEDs inside of it, which is good. Personally, I don't really like to see individual bright, the peak lights, so having a good diffusion layer as well as enough LED RGBs in it really helps with that overall appearance. And if we take a look at it, the side, that's what you'd be taking a look at. Well, the sides are pretty much the same, and the back is pretty mundane. There's no lights on it, so really you're going for that frontal appearance. So if I were using it, it would either be at the front of the case over there, or it would be in a configuration where it's at the top of the computer case, blowing through the radiator, or just as a straight up exhaust, something like that. That is just my personal thought on it. Let's go back to rainbow colors. Yep, see the nice transitions. Back to the solid. So my ring is purple. That's just one of the standard colors for my case. So it actually looks pretty good with that pink. It would be up to you to decide what colors match it. Maybe you would go just with pink, and that's perfectly fine. The first user test is the case simulation test. The 6-inch mark is indicating of a short throw distance, so putting these fans at the bottom of your case, blowing up towards your GPU, or of a ITX build computer case with a front to back airflow going towards your CPU air cooler. Then we have the 9-inch mark. There would be a compact tower. It would still be able to host standard ATX motherboard, but not a lot of extra room. 220mm class fans would fit inside this computer case. Then we have the 11-inch mark. The 11-inch mark would be your standard mid towers. Think something that can hold 320mm class fans as a size comparison. And then the 14.5-inch mark is your truly large towers, something like Fractal Design Torrent, holding 340mm class fans in its length. We need something compared to. I have a control fan that I base all my videos off of. Base 3 parts A12X Drive to 1 part A14 as a baseline comparison point. And the ZF-12025 pink does underperform quite a ways away from the control fan, so it's just a bit underwhelming in noise normalized results. At 100% PWM fan signaling, it is still underperforming pretty significantly, so it doesn't get a general recommendation as a case fan. In terms of how it compares against other fans, it's really at the bottom of the graphs. There are just significantly better fans out there than this fan. Really, you want to be up here with like the A12X25 or the P12. Those guys really perform significantly better. The TLS12 is another great one. At 100%, still at the bottom of the graphs. Doesn't do particularly well. Let's move on. Noise efficiency, so that's noise versus the airspeed. No surprise, at the bottom of the graphs. Alright, let's see how it does through an air cooler. At this time, I'd like to thank my YouTube and Patreon members. It is you guys that make this channel possible. I recently acquired a radiator thanks to viewer support. And, well, I'm still relying on airspeed data because I don't have a test system yet. I'm hoping to acquire one sooner than later so I can get thermal data. But that is down the road, so if you like what this channel is doing, I encourage you to think about joining as a Patreon or YouTube member. But just giving me a like and signing up to see the videos really does go a long way. So back to the regular scheduled program. So RPM versus airspeed, blade efficiency graph. The ZF pink does okay. It's a little bit better than the control fan, so that's a pretty good result. But in terms of its noise efficiency, it is quite a lot noisier than my control fan, so doesn't get a strong recommendation there. In terms of its ranking empirically compared to other fans, it is well towards the bottom. Unfortunately, noise normalized results, there are just other fans that are significantly better than it. When we take a look at 100% fan signaling, it is in the middle, but if we take a look at the noise level, it is significantly noisier than other fans around it for a similar performance level. So there are sacrifices to be had for this fan's appearance. And noise versus decibels, airspeed versus decibels, you can see that it's off the main grouping of what I consider to be good fans, so it is just a bit noisy for the amount of performance that you get out of this fan. Now we're on to CFM testing. CFM testing is you have a fan, you have a tube, you blow air down the tube, and you get the performance. It is basically a scientific exercise. So in terms of blade efficiency, it makes sense. It lines up near on perfectly with my control fan in terms of its blade design because you're blowing air down a tube and it doesn't allow the air to spread out. In terms of its noise efficiency, that's CFM versus decibels, it is a noisy fan. I could have gotten a bad sample, but in the one I was testing, it's just noisy. So that means its ranking, noise normalized results, is well towards the bottom, unfortunately. At 100% PW fan signaling, it is in the middle of the pack, but again, it's noisier than the other fans around it. Matter of fact, its noise level is like that of the T30 at 100%. And the T30 at 100% was really, really loud. So this fan's noise efficiency is pretty poor. And CFM versus that noise level, it's just reiterating the exact same point that I've been making this whole time. So we're on to value. This is an $18 fan. Value proposition is just performance per dollar. It isn't raw performance, and it also ignores things like RGB, quality of the bearing, other aesthetic features. It is just that performance per dollar, and its performance per dollar as a case fan at 6 inches is not good. At 11 inches, even worse. In CFM testing, it's below average, but at least it's kind of doing better-ish. And through the CPU air cooler, below average, So that's kind of the story of this fan is. You're buying it for its aesthetic. You're not buying it for its performance. So you have compromises that you have to make for its aesthetic. Yeah. So that brings us to the raw data. The raw data does belong to me and this channel. If you wish to use it for your own personal use, you may go ahead and do so. If you want to use it in any sort of monetization format, so video, journal, publication, whatever, I do ask that you reference me and my channel after I'm the one who generated it. It takes me about 2 weeks, start to finish, to do all the testing, video editing, script writing, to uploading on YouTube for you all to enjoy. So if you like what I'm doing, I ask that you think about subscribing to this channel, becoming a YouTube or Patreon membership. That really does help in such a big way because I want to start getting thermal data for this channel, but building test systems is expensive. I want to buy upgraded anemometers and everything like that, but it's just a little bit outside of what I can do right now. If you're fans, you want me to test in the future, please leave in the comment section below. I'm at a backlog of a couple months, so it might be a couple months before I can do testing on it. Other than that, if you got suggestions for videos or upgraded video formatting so that they're improved, I have rolled in revisions, and the new Noctua G2 for the A14X25 is sort of the newer format, but I wanted to get these older videos out and published before I start doing my new versions of videos. So all of that said, thank you very much for watching my video here on Computer Tech and More. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.